the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom chemicals about the concept felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you are having a great weekend. Just want to get this out to make sure people see it on Twitter. You know, you got to always be promoting Beltway, Ben. You know how it is. This is WannaBet. I'm Jason. That's Ben. In hindsight, I wish that song was like 20 seconds longer. You know what I mean? It would give me just a little more time because you can't start quote tweeting until it starts. And then you're trying to get what you need to put in the intro before it ends. That blame me and AI. So again, I'm Jason. That's Ben. Yesterday, our buddy Eric Casilius was with us. He'll be back on Monday. This is WannaBet. We give you our best plays that we've put a lot of time, effort, and money into to try to help you cash with us. It's been going very well. Not quite a 3 lobster night last night. San Jose State, if they could have gotten me a few more points, it would have been 3 lobster territory, but it went pretty well. We've got great plays for you today. First, second, third down are 3 favorite plays we made since yesterday. Fourth down is really a catch-all. Could be a long-term bet, could be a future. I've got an NBA future. Could be something to try to get you paid quickly. Those haven't been going as well for me lately. Overtime, football parlay every day. Yeah, we're on a lot of soccer bets, and we're doing great in those markets. We are transparent, unlike the mook shills and bullshitters out there. How'd we do last night, Beltway, Ben? That's not obviously everything we have going. We're working on new bet slips. There's a lot we're working on. However, Dodgers run line plus 114 hit. The Ohtani home run hit. It hit 3 times. Minnesota money line and Minnesota plus 7.5 hit. We lost the parlay from earlier in the week. A 3-leg college football parlay. We really could have used the San Jose State game going over by the half or full time. That didn't happen. Kept us from having what should have been, frankly, a big night. How about you, Beltway, Ben, pushing for 50 units?
Yeah, last night was unfortunate. I'll get to the Dodgers in a minute. But UNC Cal, 21 points in the first quarter. Just basically checking it. 14-7. UNC scored a touchdown. Cal's offense was moving a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is going to catch easy. UNC's guy fumbles at the 1-yard line, and that was basically that for the over. If they score, Cal would have had to go down the field and score, which probably would have put us over. So that went under. And we also had them attached to a parlay, Cal over 26.5, along with San Jose State, who were able to get there. But Cal, on the other hand, was not. I thought they were going to do more offensively. Quarterback didn't play as well as I thought he could. They had a ton of miscues, a ton of close misses. That it wasn't UNC's defense. It was Cal missing easy opportunities. And then Gosman strikeouts. He strikes out his 4th batter in the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
And I stand up out of my seat. I'm like, oh, he's cruising. This is going to go way over because he just threw a nasty splitter. He was feeling himself.
Well, he only threw 51 pitches through 4. So I'm
Right.
sitting there because I jumped on that with you thinking,
Yes.
all right, we might get this before 5 innings are complete.
And yeah, how many more guys did he have 2 strikes? I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
I thought he would get there. But we did have the Dodgers minus 1.5 series. That was the great cash.
Yeah.
The Brewers, they did what I thought they'd do. It was a fraudulent series. They showed their true colors, and I'm not surprised. I thought this was going to come, but the way that it went down, I mean, the hitting numbers at the plate, I just thought we should bring it up. The Brewers are also the first overall number 1 seed to be swept in a best-of-7 series since 2004. That sounds fraudulent. And then you just have that at the plate. I mean, that was the worst.
They were overwhelmed.
The Reds weren't. Like the Reds and Phillies looked much better at the plate than whatever this crumball crew did. But in terms of this, I know it was a cash cow for you. I ordered this shirt at the beginning of the playoffs and said, as soon as these frauds lose, I'm throwing it on. It is a nice shirt. I like the color. But I did say, and I also have something that I'm going to be ordering you, even though they didn't when the
Oh,
yes, like I
speaking
predicted.
of shirts, you know anything about these guys?
Skip
Baltimore
yeah,
Skip
yeah,
Jackson. Ask your pops. We
Yeah.
used to have a lot of minor league teams in this town, and it was fun. And that you could do a lot of cool shit with your kids. I was a kid at the time. We need a USL soccer team in Baltimore. I think we're going to get one.
Could you bet on that?
What's that?
Could you bet on that?
USL? You can absolutely bet on USL. I have never done it, but once we get a team, it's probably not going to be till 2028. Yeah, we'll be on that.
We'll be taking over the world by then.
Yeah, look, I lost the Brewers series bet. I should have been up more last night than I was. But we hedged by jumping Dodgers last night and 2+ money bets. So, again, the one I'm really pissed off about is the San Jose State getting to 50. That ended up with 55 points. There was a 4th and 1 in the first half. I mean, somehow they only scored 19 points in the first half. Still almost got the over for the game. Weird. Anyway, what do you?
It was a weird game because I needed. I mean, I was watching rooting for you, and I also need San Jose State. The 4th and 1, the sequence, like I couldn't understand. And then they had another.
They're breaking off 70-yard runs left and right, and they couldn't. They got 3 chances to get a yard, and they didn't do it.
There was like 3 4th downs. I think Utah State had 1 on San Jose State side of the field. San Jose State had 2 on Utah State's that they just didn't get on 4th and short.
Yeah. So anywho, we're the push for 60 units is on. Bournemouth go ahead and concede one at the half. In the second half, I did live bet over 3.5 goals in that match, and Mateta anytime goal scorer for Palace. If you're already on the cherries bet that we've got going, and we need Palace to get one here, and I think they will at home. And I think Mateta is the guy to get it. He already should have had one. All right, Beltway Ben. First down, where are we going?
First down, we're gonna. And by the way, guys, we will not have a ton of graphics. I think tomorrow we're going to have.
Yeah, Ben's getting a whole new operating system going for us. So there's a lot going on.
It's gonna look really good tomorrow. But today we're gonna go Duke money line. Duke on the money line at -152. Don't shop around. Some of the bigger books are going to find it in this 160s, and that happened overnight because last night I was writing it down in the -140s, and I played it at -142, but you can get it still at -152 somewhere if you look around. I just think Duke is going to do it. Georgia Tech, they've played with their food a lot. They've been in a lot of tight games against teams who, looking back, really aren't as good as we thought. Clemson almost took them down there. They stormed the field. That happens, and Clemson hasn't been great. I do like them today, and I know we banned them, but I might have to.
No, there's somebody who's going to be on this show for me in a minute who was pretty much soft banned. So do what you got to do.
No, so I do think the Clemson loss, like the Colorado win, it's fine, but it was on the road. It was early in the year. I get it, and I was on them, but I don't know that they're as good as we think. I think the quarterback is a dog, but he's flirting with injury. I mean, every single game he's been out there. This Duke defense is physical. We saw that Duke offense get off last week against Cal, who their defense shows well, and they got a good linebacker. They're a good team. Cal's a solid team, and Duke walked right over them. Duke's had some tough losses that I think right now they're a much better team. Mensa's finally comfortable in the offense, so I do like Duke on the money line. You're paying a lot of juice here, and I get it, but I think they're going to swallow Georgia Tech today.
First down for me. This match is not played till tomorrow. However, it kicks before we will be doing tomorrow's show. So I wanted to get to it today. You might call it the fraud bowl in the EPL. You've got Liverpool. You've got Man U. Both are sort of flattered by their record. Liverpool's been horrible on the road. Man U's been pretty much horrible anywhere. I'm playing this match 2 different ways. For me, the far less fraudulent side is Liverpool, especially at Anfield, where they've been putting up nothing but clean sheets, and they got results. They even got results against an Atletico Madrid team in Champions League that, frankly, I think is better than them right now. Why? Because home is still a fortress. Man U's leaky at the back. Man U last 8 road matches in the Premiership, 6 losses, 2 draws. Man U's manager seems like he really wants to be fired so he could take his money and get the hell out of town. And I'm not buying much about the Red Devils. You might say Alexander Isak has been a fraud since his move to Newcastle. I would agree with you, since moving from Newcastle to Liverpool. And he's banned, as is the Swedish men's national team, from this show. However, He's overdue to score for Liverpool. He's hitting the woodwork against Kosovo. His luck has been absolutely horrible. And this is a big stage, big match for him. Really the first huge match since domestically, since his move from Newcastle. So I like Liverpool double, right? Liverpool to win or draw.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
I know yesterday we had a few questions. Just real quick, explain double because I know.
Yes. So Liverpool double or any team's double, you're covering your ass. So you're basically winning that bet if they win or if they tie. Now, if they lose, it's over. So this is a small parlay, the first play. Liverpool double plus Alexander Isak anytime goal. That'll get you plus 106. I also think there's a pretty strong chance that if Liverpool does get one early, that the floodgates open up and Man U waves the white flag because they want their horseshit manager fired. So I also like Liverpool laying the goal plus 200. Again, Liverpool 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. It's a push. We need Liverpool to win by more than a goal. If they win by a goal, it's a push. If they lose, obviously, or draw, we lose that bet. Second down, Beltway. Ben, come on, Palace.
Yeah, we're gonna do a 2-team parlay here. Georgia and Clemson on the money line. Georgia is that gets you plus 122. Georgia against Ole Miss, Clemson against SMU. I just mentioned it before. We're going to be giving out a fraud here, and yes, this Clemson team has already cost me a number of tickets and futures that will go to our record eventually. You never say never with the ACC. Could Clemson somehow sneak into the ACC title game? Hopefully, but I don't see it. But I do think they beat SMU at home today. SMU has not been last year's SMU. They've had some struggles. And I do think that the Clemson defense is going to get after them and make some plays. Don't look now. And I know I shouldn't be telling myself this. They're starting to play better football. It's a 2-week sample size, but they're starting to play better football. I think they're going to be – it's also at home in Death Valley. Like, I think they're going to be able to get it done. They're going to play good football. And Georgia versus Ole Miss. I talked about it earlier in the week. We do have a parlay that's still alive. Georgia's involved in that. Ole Miss is selling – like, they've played good football. Lane Kiffin is due for a loss. Georgia is a better team to me. Georgia's also been battle-tested already multiple times. Last week against Auburn was wild. But, no, I do think Georgia wins today against Ole Miss, and I like Clemson against SMU plus 122.
Excellent. Second down for me. Again, college football. We all over Minnesota last night. Everything else we had, frankly, including Miami, didn't hit. However, we have been riding Air Force overs. We're going to continue to ride Air Force overs. We're taking Air Force in Wyoming over 58 minus 109. Obviously, yes, there's push potential on this one as well. The last two head-to-heads between these teams have featured 50 and 61 points. Air Force is 5-0 to the over, their last 5 after a loss. Air Force is 5-0 to the over, their last 5 as a favorite. Every Air Force game this season has gone over by at least 7.5 points. Gone over these high totals by at least 7.5 points. 5 straight Air Force games have gone over by at least 13.5 points. Those games have totaled 99, 65, 79, 86, 79, and 62 points. Wyoming has a half-decent defense, but since Air Force made the quarterback change, the triple option is destroying people, and it's not just explosive runs, it's explosive passes too. I really like the new quarterback, and Air Force defense is so horrible that everybody gets explosives on them. So that's where we are on that game. Let the trends continue. Third down, Beltway Ben.
Yes, third down, we are going to go to the Tennessee-Alabama over. We're going to play at 59.5 at minus 105. Tennessee's defense, they got a lot of hype over the past few years, and this year I think they've flipped up a little bit, but they have the big play. They've scored multiple defensive touchdowns this year. They can force turnovers. They can come through in big spots and make defensive scoring plays. The Alabama offense is a high-powered juggernaut right now, and they're scoring left and right. They're at home where they've been solid. I've talked about DeBoer all the time, how important that job is and how important it is for him to have things figured out. We know the offensive mind he is. We know what that offense can do against Tennessee. And I trust Aguilar enough. Like, Alabama's defense I'm not fully buying. I think it's going to be a lot of 31-28 type games in their future.
Yeah.
And of course, that wouldn't get us there today. But I do think this is going to be one where we're talking about it down to the final whistle. We're going to see multiple fourth quarter touchdowns. And these are the SEC games where when you have two high-powered offenses, we usually see shootouts. And it gets like that. And it's not a ton because a lot of SEC defenses are very, very good. Not in this matchup here. And given the situation, I just think we're going to see a lot of scoring. We've seen it in the past, in recent years, Tennessee, Alabama games, how high they score. I mean, we could get an overtime game here. I think the 9.5 is a little big. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So I do like the Tennessee, Alabama over at 59.5 at -105.
It's going to be a lot of Bijan and Bayern for me the rest of this show. Let's start with the Bijan. Look, I like the Falcons to win this game. I think San Francisco is a little fraudulent. Look at their yard differential. You look at their rushing differentials. You look at their turnover differentials. I don't really buy them. They're not horrible against the run, but they just lost Fred Warner, the connective tissue of their defense. And I think that's going to be a problem. And even with Fred Warner on the field, they're only 18th in run defense success rate. And they faced the 10th fewest runs in the NFL. So they have not been run on that much with volume. I don't really love the D-line. They lost their best linebacker. Bijan's in incredible form. So I'm playing this. Actually, I'm playing this a lot of different ways. The two I'm going to give out here, Bijan plus 100 scrimmage yards. His regular number for this game is up around 120. Bijan, 100 scrimmage yards. If you haven't been paying attention, he's the Falcons' leading receiver and he's their leading rusher. And he's getting finally the 20-plus touches a game. Bijan, 100 rushing yards, Falcons money line, plus 155. I also like Bijan, 100 scrimmage yards, plus Falcons getting 3.5 points at plus 100. Do I have this same thing played at plus 125? Yeah. Did I even sprinkle a little bit on the plus 150 we loved against Buffalo? Yeah, we did. I think San Francisco's in trouble here in the screen game. I think San Francisco's in trouble with power runs up the middle from Algier. And I think you're going to see the pitch plays and the outside zone plays that Kyle Shanahan, San Francisco's head coach, used to be able to gouge people with McCaffrey. I think he and Robert Saleh are going to get a taste of their own medicine here, and they're not going to like it. Remember, Raheem Morris, the coach of the Falcons, is from that McVay-Shanahan family tree. A lot of familiarity there. The problem for Shanahan is he ain't the bully. Raheem's got the better team on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to ask Michael Penix to do too much. And Mac Jones is still banged up. So, yeah, San Francisco's getting a few things back on offense. Atlanta's defense is legitimate. So we like the Falcons. Also, you look at who San Francisco's faced. Arizona can't run the ball. The Texans can't run the ball. The Jags ran the ball a little bit the first few weeks of the season. They're being exposed. New Orleans can't run the ball. Like Seattle week 1 wasn't really trying to run the ball. It was trying to figure out what Sam Darnold was. And they faced Tampa Bay without Bucky Irving. I think it could be a heavy dose of Bijan. 4th down and whatever. Beltway, Ben.
Yes, it's going to be 4th and short. And also tomorrow, that's the launch. We will have 4th and short on the board.
Okay.
So we also have to discuss before.
I'll specify what it's going to be.
Sometimes I'll do 4th and short. You do 4th and long. Like, so we'll figure it out. But
maybe
we will
it's
have
just
that
4th and question mark.
Yeah, that's good. I like that actually. But no, I'm going to go 4th and short today.
We got a VAR right now at Selhurst Park, Beltway, Ben. We got a VAR on a Palace
for us or against us.
We got it would be a goal for Palace, and that would be the BTTS portion of this parlay.
There we go.
We are checking on a goal. Upheld. 2-1 Cherries. Come on. Now we need the result out of the Cherries. Come on.
Result out of the Cherries. Absolutely. But no, here I'm gonna go 4th and short. I like this play a lot. And I'm also gonna give out them on the money line. Maryland's first half total over 12.5. I think they scored 2 touchdowns in the first half, but we're also going to give them out on the money line at plus 130. You can make both of those official plays for anybody keeping track wherever you are. But no, I like Maryland today. I think there's a lot of hype around UCLA, and Maryland's basketball is a little different. I'll bet them regularly. Maryland's football, it is rare you find me betting them because they show their hand. What was that?
Mateta. The goal was Mateta.
Did we say that?
I told everybody I'm live betting Mateta anytime goal and over 3.5. I've got 2 halftime live betting plays. Mateta plus 187 anytime goal over 3.5. So we're still at 3 goals, but I'm just saying.
That's good. But no, I like the Terps. I like the Terps today. I think UCLA's defense is fraudulent. Nobody's talking about it right now because of their fun story. You fire your coach, your interim comes in, you win a few games, you beat a Penn State team who, again, right now looking at that win, it isn't as impressive as it was that day. And they also gave up 35 points to that garbage offense. And that Drew Aller was playing before he got hurt. Like, I'm not buying UCLA. Nico Iamaleava, there aren't many people higher on him than me. Like, I was a big fan, even with the drama and whatever his dad started. I didn't agree with how they went about it, but I do still think highly of the kid. I think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. That being said, this Maryland defense is one of the better defenses that they'll play in the next few weeks, in the past few weeks. Better than Penn State, which is crazy to say. Maryland's defense has been better than Penn State advanced, if you look at advanced statistics this season. So I do think Maryland will force some turnovers here. Nico, it's a touch thing. Like, he throws bullets close to the line of scrimmage, and you see guys drop passes. I think that could be big for the Terps defense today. And I think they'll keep him off running the football. I think they'll settle down. They got 2 great edge rushers who are true freshmen. I think they'll do the job for Maryland to win, but I like their first half. I think Malik comes out in UCLA. The kid has, like, every spot you see him in, it doesn't look too big.
No, he doesn't get phased. He won't be.
Yeah,
he won't be
not at all. Right. And that's why I feel good about it. You tell me I need 2 touchdowns against one of the worst defenses in the Power 4. I feel good about that. So I do like Maryland's first half over 12.5 and them on the money line at plus 130.
Mateta just scored again. So our hedge hit. So worst case, if Bournemouth blows this now, I gave you in real time Mateta anytime goal and over 3.5, which hit. So if you played that with me, that's a plus 287. And Mateta was plus 187. It's what we do. It's what we do. Now, Bournemouth, please hold on. Going to be real interesting with the Terps today. Each time they lose, and then you go through this phase where you're like, I never want to see them play football again. And then the final, and then like you get a week later, and it's like, well, maybe this is the time they actually bounce back, and Loxley gets them to play.
And then the fourth quarter happens.
Yeah. 4th and long for me, Beltway Ben. Let's play a little 1-2 division parlay in the NBA. Knickerbockers to win the division, Raptors to finish second plus 600. Look, I really kind of wanted to talk myself into betting the Celtics in some futures markets. The more I looked at their roster, the more I dug down, the less I could get home on that. Philadelphia, some people seem to fancy. I don't quite know why. Like, if they have the slow start and Embiid takes the 30 games off, like, you know what I mean? Are they definitely trying to win now?
And playoff P's already claiming he's sitting out the first few weeks.
Are they still soft tanking? I mean, I don't even know what they're trying to do. I do know that Toronto wants to put fannies in the seats. I do know that Toronto was decimated by injuries last year. If you bet if you bet the Raptors catching points last year as a dog, you did pretty well. I once had a Quinny P stretch with the Raptors where I won 20 of 21 Raptors bets across 2 seasons. Documented fact. They are competitive. A healthy Barnes is everything. I think Ingram's going to help a lot. I think Portal, I like betting his rebounding totals. He battles more than you think he would. Like, it's a decent roster. It's a real kind of home field advantage. They are going to push for the highest playoff seed they can get. I don't have to worry about ulterior motives. The Celtics lost a lot. I still think they might be kind of better than the win total. And I think there's a road here for the Raptors to hold court and hold serve at home, to win kind of ugly. I like their size. I think they're going to have more dynamic scoring this year than in years past. And when they get down in games, they usually don't wave the white flag. They kind of push in garbage time. So for plus 600, that's where we are. Overtime, Beltway, Ben.
Yes, we're just going to do a simple same game parlay for tomorrow morning's game. Just because I wanted to give one out. I like in those spots where there's just one game, I like doing those same game parlays. We're going to give one out here, and we're also going to make an official play. Jeff's asking for Bijan, is it rushing and receiving or just rushing? It's rushing and receiving, right?
Scrimmage.
Yeah, rushing and
Yes.
receiving. So no,
I hope Jeff was on the cherries with us. I think he was. Jeff, I hope you did the halftime hedge with us.
Yeah, I didn't get that one, but yeah, sounds good. Devontae Adams, 60+ receiving yards. Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown. Travis Etienne, 40+ rushing yards. This gets you to plus 182. I will also suggest, as an official, Jeff was on it. I will also suggest as an official play on here for minus 110, Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown. That is an official. Listen, he has 3 in his last 5 weeks, 2 weeks straight with none. Would have had one.
Dropped one last week.
Yeah. Was
at
right
least
there.
one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Close maybe to another. But nah, I think that he's going to get in. No Puka is massive for any Devontae Adams prop. And then the parlay, we have his touchdown, which we already explained. Matthew Stafford gets his guys, especially wide receiver ones involved. 60+. That also plays off of our receptions that we gave out yesterday at plus money. And then ETN 40+ rushing yards. We gave that out on Wednesday or Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, his regular yardage total. I think the Rams are a little bit I don't fully trust them against the run right now. I saw what I needed to against the Ravens offensive line, who was awful. I think they can get after the passer. I think the Jags know what they have in Trevor Lawrence. Cohen is smart quarterback guy, but I don't know that he wants Trevor Lawrence dropping back, turning the ball over. So I think they're going to lean on ETN a little bit, especially with the other backs banged up.
Love it. We are about an hour away from kickoff at the Alliance Arena, the mighty Bayern Munich. Again, I think this jersey is probably older than you, Beltway Ben. This is from the summer of '99.
It's older than me.
When I was living in Berlin for 6 weeks with my buddy Steve Ketman. Is it all? It's older than you.
Oh yeah,
way
2001.
older.
2001.
Way older than you.
Yeah.
Look, we're all over this match a bunch of different ways, and we're trying to cover our ass a bunch of different ways. And it's Dortmund against Munich. It is it's like the Yankees against the Dodgers in the World Series, except it's not the World Series. It's just match day 8 of the Bundesliga season. But it's a big one. Both teams are in really good form. Bayern's in ridiculous form again, averaging over 4 goals a game in the Premiership. Harry Kane's already scored 11 times domestically. That doesn't include what he's done in Champions League, where he's had double after double. Doesn't include what he did in England against Latvia over the weekend, where he had 2, could have had 4. Again, he's the best penalty taker in the world. He scores inside the 6, inside the 18, outside the 18, scores with the head, can score with both feet. And then, look, Bayern was doing the job and up to destroy lesser teams. Like, they have not taken the foot off the gas. You can't tell me they're not going to come out of the international break and be fired up to face Dortmund, where if they get the 3 points here, they effectively put a stranglehold on the Bundesliga title, and we're not even to Halloween yet. So, Harry Kane scores. My man Luis Diaz, who destroyed Mexico with Colombia during the international window, only played 60 minutes against Canada, which we like. He's fresh for this match, who's coming in off a hat trick when last we saw him in the Bundesliga, who I think is going to have a lot of joy rampaging up and down the left wing. Kane, anytime goal. Diaz, anytime goal. Bayern -1, plus 400. We're also on Kane, anytime goal. Diaz, goal or assist. Bayern -1, plus 260. We're on this match a bunch of different ways. I think it should be really entertaining. 12:30, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus. If you want to see how else we're on it, watch any show this week, because we're on it. We're on it, baby. We're on it. Still 2-2. Still 2-2 at Selhurst. That is the show, Beltway Ben. Let everybody know, if you could, how we did yesterday. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We love doing this show. We put our heart and souls and wallets into it. And we appreciate everybody who's joined our community. We want nothing more than to win bets together. We're not going to win them all. And you can lose more than you win and still be profitable. But hopefully we're applying some sound strategies here and just trying to be smarter with how we spend our recreational dollars. That's the Super Discord. Every pick we make, Ben and I, plus Eric Casillas is in there in real time. Tomorrow, NFL Sunday, we will be back at noon. Yes, we gave you plays for the 9:30 kickoff. Go back to Wednesday show. Go back to Monday show. We've got plays in those shows for the early kickoff. Again, that game's going to be pretty much over by the time we do this again. Everything's in the Discord. Thank you for tuning in. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.